Hello, everybody. My name is Mike Fitzpatrick. I am coming to you live from, I'm going to say Toronto, Canada, just because it's probably the biggest city you've heard of here. But yeah, so I have been doing the coaching thing for approximately 3.5 years now. So I was actually in the UK for your launch last September and absolutely loved it. I loved London. That's all I saw. Flew in, stayed 3 days, flew home. But yeah, absolutely loved it. And I was asked to come on and do a GSR call for you, which is basically what we consider a getting started right call. And we do these for all new coaches. Almost every team does them. It's just a way to give you a little bit of the basic information without overwhelming at the same time, because you're going to hear this throughout a lot. There can be a fair bit of overwhelm with any new business you start. And I'll tell you right up front right now, especially as a guy, I'm a business guy. I'm very different probably from people you see, which might be a good thing. I know a lot of you have just seen ladies do this, although I know David came on with his wife and did a great talk for you guys. They're fantastic, and he's a great example of another guy who can do this. So what I'm trying to say is anybody can do this, especially us older guys. So I'm going to talk to you about 8 points, 8 main points. Again, this is being recorded, so you can either take notes now or just listen and take notes after. But 8 points. And I'm going to start off with number 1. And ironically, I always consider this one to be like water. It's probably the easiest thing to do, yet the easiest thing to forget or not do, and that's personal development. And by personal development, I'm talking this kind and this kind, not necessarily the fitness component. Personal development, it can technically make or break people in this business. And you're going to find anytime you run your own business, I've done both. I've done businesses where it's been mine, and I've worked for other people. But anytime you do your own business, you're going to have a lot of highs and lows. And this is the same thing, okay? I think you've probably been told before, definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. Some people get rich doing this. Some people don't. Some people put in a ton of work. Some people don't. You'll see the correlation there. So personal development. And by personal development, don't go asking what other people do, because personal development is going to be personal to you. What I need is probably very different than what other people on my team might need. I'm a 50-year-old guy. I honestly don't care what other people think of me. So Get Over Your Damn Self as a book or as a podcast, I'm not going to listen to that, but that might be someone else's. So what you need to focus on is perhaps your weakest areas or areas where you think you need the most development in, and you need to do that religiously. That's why it is a vital, okay? You need to do that religiously. It's very, very easy to forget, but it is so, so important, and it's so easy. For me, I actually still have my day job, and I do a lot of driving, put it in, listen to podcasts, and get it done. So that's the easiest way to do it, but it is super, super important. Find out what you need and focus on that, and then expand from there as you master it. What I'll try and do is I'll try and put up a list for you of some different genres and different areas of focus that you can actually kind of focus on. So if it's leadership, or if it's time management, or if it's insecurity, scared of what people are going to think on me on social media. Those are all natural. Those are all normal for a lot of people. So I will get you a list that I will try and put in your file section here later. That is a really extensive list that we've been collecting that you can steal from. Okay, so that's personal development. Number 1, it is important. And the cool part about it is it's great for all parts of your life, right? It really is. Whether you are doing this 10 years from now or 10 weeks from now, you're not, it's still going to be amazing for you. So you may as well do that one. It's so simple. Second thing we're going to talk about is Success Club. Success Club is basically when you hit SC5, which is basically helping 3 people each month, you hit Success Club. That is a base standard. And I'm not going to try and overwhelm you. There's that word again. However, I feel like that number is a little low as a standard, mainly because we all know we're adults. You set goals and you hit them every month. Every now and then you should kind of miss it. So not that that's a good thing, but you need to set goals higher. Like what we tell our people is SC10. Let's make that the minimum. Like shoot for the moon. Why not make SC20 your goal? Okay. I'm not saying do this because some of you are new and you're like, I don't even know what SC is. Don't worry. We'll get to that in a second. But set big goals in this business because again, at least if you set them up here, hitting this is still fantastic, right? But if you hit the base each time, it's going to be tough to grow. So SC is basically Success Club points. Every time you sell a challenge pack, you get 2 Success Club points, right? SC5 is when you hit Success Club. So if you sell 3 challenge packs, you're at SC6 and you have hit Success Club. You can also sell Shakeology for a brand new customer, and you get Success Club points for that. Or you can also do a combination of nutritional products such as bars, a boost, and energize or something. And as long as it hits what's called 90 personal volume points, everything we sell has personal volume points attached to it. Just go with the analogy. This might have 5, this might have 30. My tea might have 50. Once you combine things to get 90 personal volume points, that's for a brand new person. That's also SC. I'm pretty sure on that one. So that's it. And again, set your goals high, right? The other reason hitting SC is important is because it ties in to the free leads that you can get from Beachbody, right? We're going to get to different ranks such as Emerald, hitting SC10. You get those. You actually get free leads from Beachbody, which is pretty darn cool, right? So that's Success Club. You really, again, part of that is growing your business, right? Bringing in a new influx of people each month, whether they're coaches. If a coach buys a challenge pack, you get 2 SC points. If a customer buys a challenge pack, you get 2 SC points. That's part of growing your business, right? And you want to keep trying to do that. Again, different people are on this call for different reasons. I actually started this thinking, geez, it'd be really amazing if I could make, $500 a month extra just to cover the groceries, maybe a dinner out, those types of things. So I entered this as what I would consider as a hobby coach. I thought, cool, I like my day job. Maybe I'll try this. I lost 30 pounds, got tons of energy back, feel younger than I ever have. And I'm like, I got to share this with somebody, right? So I went from hobby coach into technically a discount coach, what I call it. I just wanted my Shakeology cheaper. Into a hobby coach saying, you know what? I want to tell 1 or 2 people, but I don't really want to run a group. And then went from that to boom, we're going to get into our why in a second. And I was just like, no, I love this. I want to share this with as many people as possible. So I turned into what's called a business builder, right? So there's different types of coaches out there depending on where you're at, but that can change. And so hitting SC as a business builder, to me, is a necessity. Again, there might be times you don't hit it, and that's where we're going to circle back to personal development. That's why it's so important, because you're going to have ups in this business. Like right now, our team is doing what we call a flash sale, and you'll hear lots of dinging going on in the background. Everybody's on fire, right? Tomorrow, someone might be, off, and so you might feel down. And that's where that personal development, building yourself up, whether it's a confidence thing or not, that's where we rely on the personal development. So I'm always going to circle back to personal development. And that's why I talked about it first. Easiest thing to do as a coach is to share your life. Point number 3, share your life. Don't share somebody else's, obviously, and don't try and be somebody else, okay? That is probably one of the most important things, is you have to be you. I honestly, My brother's a coach, his wife's a coach. I've got friends who are coaches. I don't follow any of them. I don't have the time. I've got 2 little kids and a full-time job. I don't have time to be doing this, right? I focus on my business. If I'm going to follow somebody, it's somebody that is like me, maybe my soulmate, that type of thing. You know what I mean, right? Somebody who I would want to be buddies with, somebody who has similar interests to me, perhaps. I might follow 3 people, but I'm not spending my time following coaches, okay? That's the first thing you want to do is be yourself, right? And share your life. For me, the reason I love doing this is because I honestly don't feel like I ever have to sell anything. I don't. Every now and then I do. Like today, we're having a flash sale. But for me, it's more about inspiring people. I don't feel salesy. I want to do this job so that if tomorrow, for some reason, I can't do this, I'm still going to be able to go on and continue posting the same types of things, right? And that's why I love it, is I feel like I found a way to help people, to inspire people, to give them value by being me and just sharing my life. So I think that is a great goal for people. And being honest and being real. Sometimes you'll find some of the best posts you'll ever do are the ones where your hair is over like this and you're a mess and you're maybe not having the best day. That's when people are going to resonate with you. Being picture perfect all the time doesn't resonate with many people, okay? It doesn't for me anyway. And then what you want to do as far as sharing your life is kind of, if you can, find that niche. And by niche, I mean, again, people who are going to resonate with you. If you try and market to everybody, you're literally marketing to nobody. One of our new coaches is a paramedic. And I'm like, I wish I had your niche. That is such a defined niche to me, or target audience that's really going to understand his posts, or really going to understand what he's going through and how the fitness and the nutrition helps the stress of being a paramedic or a firefighter or a police officer. I'm just a dad who sells dog food, right? That's not a good niche. I'm like, you got a good niche. So yeah, try and find that niche that you have. I've had to create my own niche. And it's really particular, because actually the more particular you get, the more you resonate, like bang on with people. So for me, I focus on being a busy dad who loves to cook with an Instant Pot. I know you don't really have them over there in the UK. A few people do. I know they do. I've seen people doing videos with them now. But that's what I do. I resonate with people, showing them that, you know what, I'm a busy as heck, but this thing helps me cook fast and cook healthy. And it could probably help you too, right? Without asking for much all the time. It's more of a give. And then every now and then, we'll get into Gary Vaynerchuk later. Every now and then you've got to just take a little, right? And that's, again, it's not selling, it's just sharing your life. So that's point number 3. Point number 4, recognition. It's, again, vital behavior. Look up the 4 vitals if you're not sure. I better hope there's not 5 now. And then for recognition, what you want to do with recognition, and this is something I did from the very, very start. You want to recognize your challengers, especially within a challenge group. If you're running one, which is amazing. If you're already there, you're like, you don't even need this call. If you're already running a challenge group, that's fantastic. And once you start growing a team of coaches, you want to start recognizing your team. It's super important. And do you know what? Bobby down the street has no idea whether your team has 1 person or 500 people. So don't get too self-conscious or worried that you don't have as big a team as Liz Dowse or Melanie Mitro or Diana Wright. You don't have to do that, because you know what? The girl down the street has no idea, who those people are and how big their team is or how big yours is. You just have to talk about your community. Because if you're not talking about it, nobody knows that they can join it, and they won't. right? So it's that combination of recognition, talking about what you do without it being salesy, right? And part of that, again, going back is to just sharing. But recognition is super important as soon as you can. You can, when we first started, I know for me, before I had any other coaches and I just had a couple challengers, I was shouting out my challengers on my personal page as often as possible, probably once a week. I didn't always use them by name, but sometimes I would ask them saying, hey, it would mean a lot to me, or you can have a contest, if you would just post a little something and tag me, if you're happy. That's a great way to get referral business, but I digress. Point number 5, social media. This is such a big one. I almost don't even like talking about it anymore because it is so vast. Try not to get overwhelmed because you will. Everybody still does, whether you're on day 1 coaching or year 3.5, you will get overwhelmed. So here's my tip for you. Try not to master everything. There are very, very successful coaches. Elite coaches don't have websites, right? Not at all. You don't need to have a website. Think about it down the road of a way to collect emails, but right now you don't need a website. You don't need to do Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and Facebook all at the same time. Find one thing that you're really, really good at, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, and focus on that, okay? Start small because you will get overwhelmed, okay? Start small, master one thing, and then expand. It's very easy to this day as a guy. I really don't know if I understand Instagram that well, being an older guy maybe. But all I'm doing right now in the meantime is I'm copying and pasting, putting my stuff over onto Instagram because Facebook is still what works for me. I just started going on Instagram because I'd already done my posts, right? So if you're great, if you have the time, do both. If you love both, do both. But if it's overwhelming you or you're not sure where to start, pick one platform and stick with it. Another thing, please don't add me as a friend after this. Not because I don't like you, not because I don't want to be your friend. I love the Beachbody community, some of my best friends now. However, on social media, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help them. You can follow people. You can click on the one drop-down menu instead of friends. You can go follow. That's just as good. But what's going to happen then is if you start following somebody, then their stuff is going to show up on your friends' pages. It's not needed. You don't need to see everything that's going on with other coaches. And with a $5,000 or 5,000 person cap, a lot of coaches are like, I need to leave that room for my customers, right? So don't just start friending all the coaches because that's all you're going to see on your feed. And if that's all your friends see on their feed, it starts to become just this coach feed, right? Which you don't want to really get into. Second thing for social media is try and develop a brand. That's such a big word. Don't get overwhelmed with it. It's more about consistency, okay? Whether you have David's Tea or your personal page on Facebook, there's kind of a brand associated with it. So whether you start, and I know this is slightly higher level thinking for GSR call, but whether it's the same angles, whether it's the same type of lighting or filters, for my cooking videos, this is going to seem silly. I slide into each one of them because I have to run around this island and slide into the camera after I press go. That has become, as silly as it is, kind of a brand for me. So think about that, the type of consistency, especially if you're going to do this long term. It's something people actually makes them feel comfortable. It's a psychological thing. They start to feel comfortable seeing your feed. They can look at a picture without seeing your face and know that that's one of your pictures. That's a goal for you, okay? That's a good goal. Point number 6, Emerald. We're going to get into rank really quickly. So with Beachbody, there's different ranks you can achieve, okay? First rank is Emerald. And all that is, and I'm not going to get into placement too much because it can get complicated. There's a gazillion YouTubes out there on it. But it basically means you're at the top, you have one coach on your left and one coach on your right. That's all it is. That's Emerald. And I'm going to tell you it's easy, because if I tell you it's hard, you'll start thinking it's hard. Sometimes it takes people a long time to get there. Sometimes people in the right circumstances can do it in one day. Hey, honey, do you want to sign up with me today? Sure. Okay. Hey, Dad, I'd really love a favor from you. There's this cool program that I've been meaning to try out, and I'd love to do it with you. Would you be interested? Boom. Okay. Do you see my role playing, how that worked? I was acting there. So that's your Emerald then, right? That's the easiest way to be Emerald. And by my dad and my wife, what I would do is sign them up as coaches. The very top coaches, if you ask them who the very first person they signed up, it's usually a spouse, a family member, or a significant friend. Doesn't always work that way for everybody. Not everybody is in that type of beneficial situation. But if you can, and I always think long-term, again, I've run businesses that have cost, the first business my brother and I opened was like $400,000 to open a chain of pet stores. This business is basically, I don't even count Shakeology because I drink that stuff anyway. This business for me, Canadian, for $20 a month, that's an incredible investment, right? And most top coaches, the first thing they do is sign up a spouse. And if you're just in this as a discount coach, just cover your ears for a second. But for those of you who are thinking, I'd love to do this for a long time, what it does is it basically, if you're at the top there and you sign up your spouse, they hold that spot, right? 5 years from now, they're going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, hopefully, below them. If they signed up 5 years from now, they go at the bottom of that, okay? So it's basically, I don't want to say placeholding. I don't even know what the proper term is, but if you can, that's how easy it technically is to get to Emerald. And once you're at Emerald, and once you hit SC10 or 5, selling 3 to 5 challenge packs a month, that's when you start to get the free leads, okay? I know that's probably overwhelming if you just signed up yesterday, but honestly, it's not complicated. Somebody does not have to be an active business builder to be a coach. Like I said, my mom and my dad actually are, because they don't want to pay full retail for Shakeology. So they love it. They're 74 and 75, and they absolutely love it. It beats all that stuff you get in old folks' homes. They're not in old folks' homes, but you know what I mean. And so they are what I consider VIP discount coaches. That is one option. If you have the ability to find business builders, you are laughing, right? So those are the two options to get to Emerald. It is important. It also gets that mindset. It's back to kind of that first win that we're going to talk about in a second. But it is super important to have that as your first goal. And then after that, the next step is diamond. And we're not even going to talk about that. We're going to focus on Emerald, okay? Because if you can get to Emerald, it's just doing that a couple more times and you become a diamond. So it's not that hard. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not that hard. It's totally doable. We just had somebody on our team hit diamond in 18 days, which I think is a record. And this is a girl, brand new, never done this before, just crushed it because someone told her it was easy. And that's it. Someone told her, no, it's actually really easy. So it's easy. You can do Emerald. It's not that complicated. One person on your left, one person on your right. If you're not sure how to do it, talk to your upline, because they can help you with the share cart and the placement in your genealogy. Okay, that is number 6. 2 more. Number 7, your why. This is what fuels you, right? And I'm not talking about a pageant why. What I call pageant why is, oh, I just want to help everybody and make the world a better place, right? Not a pageant why. What really fuels you to do this? Yes, it can be about your kids. Yes, it can be about getting healthy, but something deeper. And like the real nitty gritty part of it that's going to resonate with people. Sure, getting healthy. We all know that. There's probably 2 billion people that say that January 1st, right? It's kind of going to resonate with people, but the real nitty gritty is what's going to make people relate to you. And post that stuff, okay? I've gone this far. I'm not swearing. post that stuff and post your why, explain it, go deep, get vulnerable, because honestly, that is where people are really going to resonate with you and connect with you and go, this person gets me. This person really does get me. And if they manage to turn it around a little bit, I'm going to follow them because they get me. And again, I have a customer who has been with us for 3 years, finally decided, I think I want to start coaching after 3 years, which is fantastic. She goes, I just realized that I was scared to do this whole time because I was worried I wasn't at my goal weight. She's like, nobody's ever at their goal weight unless you're in like a bikini competition or something. But none of us are usually at our goal weight, right? Some are here, some are there. To me, our best coaches are the ones who have started the furthest away from their goal. And they just take people along their journey with them, okay? There's nothing about this that screams you have to be perfection by any means, okay? So part of that is talking about your why, explaining it, being raw, being vulnerable. That's what's going to resonate with people, I promise you. And then once you have that, get a little sticky note, put your why, put it on your fridge, put it in your bathroom mirror so you see that every day and you know why you're doing this, or even just for some people, why you're getting up every day, right? And then first win, number 8, you want to get a first win. That's with this business, with any business. That's because, I got to be delicate with this one, because this is such an inexpensive business to join, people find it easier to quit when it gets hard. And that's just the raw truth. If you put $300,000 into a business, you're going to stick it out as long as you possibly can, right? There's some grit there. But you can't treat this like a $20 business. I treat this like it's a $300,000 business. I do. I honestly do. I've learned how to balance the time with this, my family, my day job, but I still treat it like a $300,000 business. That's the mindset I have, because when things get tough, I don't, it's $20, right? So treat it like it is a $300,000 business and you really, really want to get a win quickly. So reach out to your upline. This is something new that we've been doing lately. So listen in on this one. We've been using uplines to help people. So I might have a prospect, Karen, and Karen's like, yeah, I have somebody, I just don't have all the answers. I don't really know what to say with them. Hey, let's get in a 3-way conference call and you can introduce me as somebody who's been doing this a long time and is, you can use whatever terminology you want. But he'd love to be able to answer any questions with you. He's fantastic. Are you okay with a quick 3-way call? So that's a fantastic idea that you can do. Hello, Mr. Dose. A fantastic idea you can do with your upline. And we've been starting to do that a little bit because it's a great way to get that first win. And so they can see the sense of community that's there and that you have the support, not just with yourself. So those are fantastic ways to get first wins. The second one is family and friends. That's where you want to kind of look at first is your warm market, if at all possible. This is their own. Yeah, I went to the British accent. Sorry. You want to go with warm market if possible. And here's this is something from GoPro. It's a lot of us have gone to it here in North America. I don't know if they have it in the UK, but it's called The Favor. And it's basically going to a friend or somebody, and you can even use your upline for this. And just because I see her name on here, I'll use Elizabeth. You could say, you know what? And this is you talking to a friend. Hey, you know what? I've been following this lady who just is so inspiring. I feel a real connection with her, and she runs these amazing groups. Would you want to do it with me? Because it would be so much more fun to do it with a friend. Even though you're going to sign her up, you may be going in that group. That's a fantastic non-confrontational way to speak to a friend about supporting you without saying, hey, do you mind doing this for me? It's going to cost you some money. And legitimately, it's a great way to start your business and to get that first win, right? Or do me a favor. I've this program, I just absolutely crushed it. I love it. The community is fantastic. Do me a favor, and would you like want to test this out for me and see if it's just me, or is this honestly like the coolest thing ever as far as inspiration and health? So those are just some quick type of scripts that you can use to get your first win. Or again, hopefully your upline, reach out to your upline about any kind of coach sneak peeks that they might be having. And that's a great way to not just talk to prospects yourself, but have the help of your upline as well. And I know most uplines will have one. And if you're a coach, you have an upline. If you signed up and just signed up free with anybody, you still have an upline. So make sure you reach out to somebody. And if it's not your upline, ask for the Star Diamond upline above you, and they're more than happy to help you. So yeah. Oh, and the next one, the last thing is, and this relates back to social media, and it relates back to the confidence and your why, and right back to personal development, is try, and again, I talked about this as far as the reason I love this, try not to be salesy, try and offer as much value as possible by being you, and every now and then you will feel comfortable asking for something, right? We call that the jab, 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 right hook, the Gary Vaynerchuk. But that's how I've grown this business from scratch. That's how I've continued to absolutely love it without sounding spammy to people or feeling like I'm selling anything. I've connected with a group of people by being myself, by offering value. And every now and then I do the ask, right? But if all you're doing is asking, or selling, that's probably going to be the easiest way for you to turn off people. Honestly, it's one of the most amazing companies. Again, I've done retail before. I've been a teacher. I've done everything pretty much. And there is nothing like this business, both from a risk reward perspective, from a community, and from the support we get and what we actually get to do for people and how we actually get to help people. There's nothing like this, right? Again, from this risk reward perspective. So that's all I have as far as the GSR call. If you have questions, put them below. I'll come back periodically and see if I can answer them for you. And if not, again, reach out to your upline. But I really hope you enjoy this. I hope you stick it out, mainly because of the community. There's people on here now, even though they're in the UK and we're here in Canada, that, geez, I get emotional, that I consider almost like family, which is really cool. So have a great Monday night. And if you do have questions, again, let me know. But yeah, that was awesome. GSR calls. Hopefully you'll be doing one for your coaches really soon.